Welcome back to the Life and Gaming channel. This one is going to be a little bit different from normal. We're going to be launching here. 3, 2, 1. Wow, look at that launch. So this rocket, I'm sure as you can tell, is a little bit different from what I normally make. This one is designed to launch the Mobile Processing Laboratory. It's a weird time saying that. In the case of this, I am going to try to do a bunch more science. We are going to stage here in 3, 2, 1, stage. It is a very, very, very different rocket from normal. Significantly more traditional, I guess, if you want to describe it that way. I'm not super happy with it, clearly, as slow as it's going right now. It could be going significantly faster, as well as some of the staging when it comes to this particular design, the asparagus staging. Kind of questionable, if you want to describe it that way, but this is going to give us significantly more science for really not that much work. And we are going to be putting the mobile processing lab in orbit around Kerbin. Simple mission. It's going to be essentially the start of like the International Space Station type of thing. We are also going to be staging here once again pretty shortly in 3, 2, 1, and stage. There we go. And just like that, I am missing 2 engines. Alright. And that's what I meant by not super happy with the staging. It can get a little bit complicated. Yeah, we're just gonna... oh boy. Okay. There we go, and just like that, we are back, launching. It is, again, a little bit on the slow side. I wish I could have a way to fix that. Unfortunately, the engines I have that fit on these vertical stacks here, not the most powerful. They do the job well enough, I should say. We're gonna stage here in 3, 2, 1. Boom. They do the job well enough, and that staged quite nicely. I'm very happy with that, actually. But the issue is it's essentially very slowly pushing up the entire system into the air. Not the biggest fan of this style, never really have been, but it is rather functional. So I guess it kind of works well enough. And even to the point that I don't really even need this fairing on here, to be perfectly honest with you. But in the end, it makes the rocket look more official, so I left it on there real nice. It kind of looks like, what's the... SLS, I guess? Not SLS. Proton rockets, I believe they were. They are cool, don't get me wrong, I do like them, but not my favorite per se. So good stage, we're not going to make any movements here. Staging, hopefully, yep, that is a significantly better stage, almost like the Krelyav Cross. I like it. Just not as uniform. Now, we are going to start pulling yaw here, rotating a bit. I do want to get a bit of an angle for our orbits, make it more uniform. It is kind of on the larger side, this rocket. I probably could lose one of these fuel tanks. I don't necessarily need all of the Delta V I have, but I do not want to run into any issues, if that makes sense. So we're going to set prograde just for the sake of convenience. If I'm going to stage, I do not want anything out of line. Staging. Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. I really do. Okay, so now we are going back to stability assist, and we are rotating towards 45 degrees. We're going to check our orbit here. Ooh, disregard all that space debris. Gotta clean it up at some point. Surprised I haven't run into anything yet. Okay, so the purpose of the Mobile Processing Lab. Okay, so in the case of this, I can actually kind of show you here already. I do have a substantial amount of scientific equipment, so instead of, for example, pressing, here we go, observe mystery goo, and pressing keep experiment, I can instead send it to the mobile processing lab, and it will give me 55 science over a relatively short amount of time. I believe the as stated time is, I think, 48 days, Kerbal time, which obviously I could fast forward, it's a little bit cheating. It will give us much more science, which I do like the sound of, especially since we need to unlock a couple more really cool things here to get us to some other planets. Okay, so we're going to cut main engines right now. Beautiful. We are going to set our maneuver node and get us into a circularized orbit, so this can actually stay up here for an extended period of time while the mobile, quote-unquote, mobile processing is happening. It's essentially what the International Space Station does. They constantly send up new experiments. They've done all sorts of crazy stuff. Growing plants, gravitational experiments, all sorts of awesome things, actually. We are burning. Here we go. As you can see, we have plenty of Delta V left. This is actually a very successful rocket, despite its many flaws. Okay, and now that we're up here, we can actually start this whole process really quick. In fact, I'm gonna do something real awesome here. Ready? I have to do all the manual. Okay. Here we go. 1 second. 1 second. Don't look. Don't look yet. Oh, I should have thought this through a little better. Okay, almost. Beautiful. And just like that, bunch of solar panels. Not gonna run out of electricity anymore. This lab takes a ridiculous amount of electricity to run, so you have to be kind of careful. I have, I'd like to say, like 3,000 units of electrical charge available on the rechargeable battery system, so this will keep us running quite a while. And you'll see per second energy flow 1.691. Although we use quite a substantial amount with the actual laboratory itself, so we should keep ourselves pretty clear here. There we go. Cut burn now. Beautiful. Almost perfect. And we are going to raise our orbit here, because I do not want to... 73, 182. Good enough. Almost perfect. There we go. Let's get ourselves to the correct location for burn. Here we go. Oh, look at those red engines. Love it. There we go. Okay. So, now we are going to start our science real quick. There we go. Observe materials bay. Now, if you do notice, right, so if we were to recover this and do the regular scientific experiment, well, it wouldn't really give us much. So this is where we do send it to the mobile processing lab, right? So 31 data equals 155 science, okay? And then time with 31 data equals about 41 days. So after 41 days, it will give us that full 155 science. And we can just transmit that back using these adorable little... Ooh. Require complete transmit data. I don't have any data to transmit, so we are going to leave these extend antenna. I love the way they look extended. They are quite adorable. Perfect. Extend antenna. There we go. Well, can't really see it from this angle. It'll look better when I set this to radial out so that it will more or less always be facing the sun. You'll get to see a lot more of it. Here we go. Okay, so let's time warp ahead a little bit. Get to our next staging section, and then we can detach from the main booster. I don't want to hold on to it forever. It looks stupid. I don't like it. Go, and we'll be at our node shortly enough. Let's time skip a little bit. Go, burning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. Perfect. Beautiful. Wow, almost a perfectly circular orbit. I love that. Okay, and with that being said, I still have 297 meters per second left on this. This is going to honestly just float around. I have no use for it at all. For better or worse. Okay. Staged. I do not like having that there. I wish I did add a docking port to this, quite frankly. That would have been nice. But that is not what I did. I should have thought about that. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Also should have put some lights on. That's okay. So, plus 60 science, this is going to be for the mystery goo, as well as in the case of logging temperature and pressure. We get a huge amount of science once again from them. We're just going to add all that there. Now, we are going to go into our actual mobile processing lab, clean the experiments, because you can do that. You can reset the actual experiments themselves, and we are going to set start research. Now, we are going to go to radial out. Once we do that, we will now... as we go around the planets, the actual solar panels will always face the sun, and it will, for the most part, maintain a rather nice direction. So we are going to warp around, just to give you a nice, good view of it, and we have more than enough, plenty delta V to maneuver as we need it for the future. Beautiful. Radial out. I wish there was a way to have it always face the sun. That would be nice. I would like that. And you'll see the solar panels rotating towards the sunlight to get maximum exposure. And you'll see that number here, right? So 0.991, so 100% exposure, more or less. Perfect, getting plenty of electricity. And even so, you'll see electrical charge is kind of just staying where it is. It's not exactly increasing particularly. So throughout nighttime, it is going to be discharged almost fully, and then throughout the daytime side, it will be recharged almost fully. So it's going to be a pretty self-sustaining reaction. So, simple enough. And you'll see it is going to be about 1.6521 science per day. And as far as data goes, we could have a lot more data here. Unfortunately, I don't have too many more experiments to run. Although, I'm not sure. Let me see. Yeah, once you've run it, it doesn't really do much for you, unfortunately. So, doing the other mystery goo canister also not going to do much for me. So right now, this is about as much as this particular station can do before I have to deorbit it. Now, deorbiting this is a little bit difficult because I don't have any parachutes. I don't really have any way to do it. It's going to end up staying up here, most likely. I will most likely just rendezvous remove the astronauts I have inside this unit, inside both the cupola for command and the actual processing lab, and we'll end up going from there most likely. Hey, poor Jebediah. Poor man. Doesn't even have a good view. Ay, ay, ay. Actually, it's a pretty nice view, to be fair. Look at that sun. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice. But, just like that... Yeah, this is the inside of the mobile command, the mobile processing unit, by the way. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of space. A lot of biostorage for some reason. Who would have thunk it? Odd thing to need. Go. Perfect. So let's see. Transmit science. I don't really have any science available yet. We are going to have to give this thing some time. So, we are going to jump back down to our actual space center here. And just how much we can get out of this experiment. I do want to get some science this video, so we will be seeing what's going on here. We are going to recover these. I do not want them sitting around on the launch pad. Go. From vessel. Okay. I don't know what she's doing in there still. What is that? All seats. Do I have... No. Okay. Anyways, yeah, get out of there. Get out of there. Jesus Christ. Alright, so, we are going to go into warp here really quick. It's currently 262, so we are going to jump ahead several days. Oh god, watch out. Oh, be careful looking at that. That's no buenissimo. Ay, ay. Oh my god. Okay, that's hard to look at, guys. Don't look at that. Look away. Look away. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so tracking station. Let's land pod. And that's going to be my first thing in continuous orbit. I love that. That's so cool. Food or water for an extended period of time. For better or worse. You know. Okay, so let's jump back in. Let's warp back to Apoapsis in daylight. Get a good view of what's going on, and we can check our science, which I love the sound of. Goes the radial out. Beautiful. Still electrical charge. I love to look at that. So, we have 86.18 for science available to transmit. Let's transmit that. Okay. Using a good amount of electrical charge doing so, but we have plenty of it. Again, we do have all these... a giant battery bank in here. Look at all that. It's crazy. Beautiful. Okay, 74% complete. 90% complete. And 100%. They are going to have a long time to stay up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we have 166 science. Perfect. So now we can actually get something we do need here, which in the case of this, let me see what we can actually get at this point. I am definitely getting supersonic flight. We do need a lot of new control surfaces and specific parts. Panther engines are going to give us in-flight through Kerbin, which will help us out quite a substantial amount, making things a lot easier to do science throughout the actual atmosphere itself. Go, and just like so, we have a whole space station up, my friends. Nice and simple with a new Proton-style rocket. I love it. Ay, ay. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's been fun. See you guys later. Bye.